Hey guys, what's going on today? It's now March, and with the weather getting better and the sun lasting longer, you know what that means. Summer is just around the corner, and with that, every day is just going to be beach and basketball. Oh yeah, I can't wait. I was on the phone earlier today when I was shooting some hoops, and a report notification comes up about the Dallas Mavericks potentially shopping their unicorn, Kristaps Porzingis, and one of the trade destinations was reportedly Golden State. And I thought, wow, things just got really interesting. Smash that like button, guys, subscribe if you're new, and let's get right down to it. So Kristaps Porzingis, huh? He is injury prone, but when healthy, this dude is a force. The man stands 7 foot 3 inches tall and can shoot uncontested shots every day of the week. And the thing is, he's a pretty good shooter too. He can put up about 20 points, 10 boards while eating a cheeseburger with his left hand. So he's something, guys. If he was on the Warriors, he'd be able to do some serious damage with the starting five or the bench. I mean, he could be a number one option on most teams in the league as long as he stays healthy. So if he joins the Warriors, I'm going to email Coach Kerr to give the guy some multivitamins and calcium supplements or something just to keep him on the court, because if he's playing, there'd be so many offensive options. Like literally, they'd be able to run so many offensive schemes with him that each Warriors highlight reel is going to be extended like 2 minutes. I mean, the Warriors are full of guards, so he'd be able to do pick and rolls with practically more than half the team. Heck, Kevin Looney might be able to do a pick and roll with him. Okay, that might be stretching it a bit, but you know what I mean. The Warriors' system of small ball and all their screens and switches could pretty much give him a mismatch on every possession, as well as if he gets to his spot. It's going to be a high percentage shot. Imagine Steph Curry running a high pick and roll with Porzingis. That'd be leaving the 7-footer an open three all the time, and he can shoot it well too. His best season saw him shooting at about 40%. This year, he's at about 35%. But a lot of what drops his three-point shooting percentages is taking super long threes, like where Steph shoots them. If he just cuts it down to regular threes at the arc, I'm sure his percentages would be a lot higher. At his best, he's an all-star. I'm going to say that if he could stay healthy, he could play at an all-NBA level. I mean, if he didn't get injured last year in the playoffs, the Mavs might have beaten Kawhi and the Clippers. I mean, if Kawhi is a Terminator, Kristaps Porzingis would be John Connor. Defensively, this guy can grab about 10 boards per game and be a solid rim protector. So offensively and defensively, this guy can definitely contribute to the dubs. Now, there's a lot of pros for having Porzingis on the Warriors, but what are the cons? Well, there are a few cons that I can think of off the top of my head. The first one, and the huge one, is pretty simple. It's health. Since he entered the league, he's never played a full 82 games in a season, and in the playoff series he played, he only played 3 games before he was out for the rest of the playoffs with a foot injury. I think it was health. If he could stay healthy, play all 82 games, and in the playoffs, I think it's almost a no-brainer to sign him. It'd be automatic, like the same reflexes you'd have if you had chicken nuggets in front of you. You just pick one up without even thinking and dip it into, either ketchup or barbecue sauce. And then you'd probably say to yourself, life is good. Life is good. Anyway, another concern of mine is his ability to fit into Kerr's small ball system. Porzingis never averaged over 2 assists per game, even though he's on the floor for over 30 minutes a game. I mean, if the Warriors did their small ball with Porzingis on the floor, the ball movement would just stop when it reaches his hands. And from there, all Porzingis sees is the rim. Not even the backboard or the net, just the rim. The guy is a little trigger happy, which isn't necessarily a bad thing if he's making the shots. But I'm just worried it would disrupt the Warriors' flow, but I'm sure if he did play with the Dubs, Coach Kerr would figure out a way for it to work, so this isn't a big concern. The last concern I have is what the Warriors would have to give up to acquire him. And you guessed it, it'd have to be Andrew Wiggins. We all know that Curry, Clay, and Draymond are off the table, but Wiggins... Now, Wiggins started off the season scorching hot, and since then, he's been ice cold. At one point, he was shooting the three ball at like 42 or 43%, along with almost 2 blocks per game. And then in the last 10 games, he's been shooting the three ball under 30%, and his blocks have decreased so low to the point that he probably couldn't even block me. Now, if Wiggins could consistently play the way he did at the start of the season, I'd probably lean towards no trade. But if he's going to continue playing the way he's been playing in the last 10 games, I'd probably say yes, except if Porzingis is unhealthy and injured. It's kind of a big dilemma. On the one hand, you have a player who could play decent and is always healthy, and on the other hand, you have a player who could potentially be playing at a superstar level, but has a high chance of getting an injury that could be season-ending. Guys, just to get an understanding of how much of a beast Porzingis can be, look no further than his 3 games he played last season in the playoffs. He averaged almost 24 points, 9 rebounds, and of course, less than 1 assist, while shooting 53% from the field and also about 53% from the three-point line. He was also just a shade under 90% from the free throw line. So all in all, when healthy, man, Porzingis is a true beast. So to trade or not to trade, that is the question. The Warriors are currently 5th in defensive efficiency per 100 possessions, but when it comes to offensive efficiency per 100 possessions, they are 21st. With a healthy Porzingis, their defensive efficiency would most likely increase even more, and they'd be doing a lot better on the offense side of things as well. If healthy, he's definitely a plus over Wiggins, in my opinion. Porzingis, when healthy, he is a bad dude. And when I say bad, I mean like Michael Jackson bad. He can get his own shot off at any time and can also make his way to the basket. He's so tall, and he's such a good shooter that he's virtually impossible to stop. Really, only he can stop himself. If he catches it anywhere around the elbow area, he can face up on you, and it's just a free throw for him at that point. And the man is a pretty good free throw shooter. God, if he's healthy, that'd be so exciting to watch him play with Steph, to be honest. That high pick and roll is going to be deadly. On the other hand, Curry has the ultimate green light to shoot from Coach Kerr. And on the other hand, Porzingis doesn't care what the coach says because he is trigger happy. It's like he was cognitively conditioned to shoot the ball immediately when it's in his hands, which is actually a good thing when you're a pretty accurate shooter. There's also that Golden State effect that makes people better when they're on the roster. So, if Porzingis does move over to sunny California to play ball, we could be seeing a much better and different player. I'd say that if the Wiggins and Porzingis trade does happen, and if Porzingis can stay healthy, the Warriors team would go real far in the playoffs. Dang, that'd be a real good team to watch on a nightly basis. I'm already getting excited thinking about it. Last year, when watching him play his limited 3 games in the playoffs, I realized something. This guy just plays around during the regular season, but when games actually count, he's serious. He's a whole nother beast. When Klay does come back, imagine that lineup with Klay, Curry, Draymond, Wiseman, and Porzingis. Hopefully Wiseman will be a lot more developed by then, and just imagine, just like the Spurs had in the 90s, there could be a Twin Tower sighting in the Bay Area. Jesus, that's a scary lineup if they can all stay healthy. So if the Porzingis trade goes through somehow, and if it's Wiggins plus maybe some other bench players for Porzingis, then Steve Kerr and the rest of the executives just have one job with him, and that's to buy multivitamins and calcium supplements for Porzingis and make sure he eats them 3 times per day.